Welcome back to the field. It's a week of August 3rd. Welcome to the Agronomy Alert. This week, we're going to just talk real quick about spider mites and some of the disease pressure we've been seeing. So last week, the last 10 days with the heat and lack of rainfall in a lot of areas, we've really seen spider mites really jump up in the canopy. And really, we went from almost zero or very low populations to already having colonies at the ear leaf. So when you're out walking your fields, obviously, when you see discoloration on the top side of the leaf that looks like this in the bottom canopy, most likely that's a indication of spider mite populations that are relatively active. So I turn over the leaf, definitely see the webbing and the colonies. If you zoom in, you definitely can see a lot of active mites. So sometimes we'll see this, but there won't be a lot of active mites. But with the heat we've generated or seeing these the last week or two, spider mites can actually go through a generation when it's this hot about every 5 days. So you can see how the reason why we've increased in population so much the last 10 to 14 days. So we get to this time in August, and if we have populations that are 2 to 3 leaves below the ear leaf, I would really be looking at fairly quick treatment of those. Not necessarily a knockdown with it, but get ahead of them. Use a product that affects their reproductive cycles, like an Oberon type product or something like that. So we definitely want to be ahead of them. Usually we've got to get to at least August 20th or that week. We've really got to manage them actively until usually that week of August 20th, we start to see nighttime temperatures fall, humidity, kind of nighttime dew points really get lower. So we have a lot more dew, which will kind of naturally suppress the spider mites and their activity. So, but we got 3 weeks. We got a long ways to go yet. And so we need to protect that canopy, especially the ear leaf and above. So that's the notes on spider mites. The other thing that we've been seeing a lot of lately, and it's been common the last 8 to 10 years, is Bacterial Leaf Streak or Xanthomonas. These are examples of Bacterial Leaf Streak in the mid canopy. Last week, we really started to see the upper leaves in some hybrids that start to see Bacterial Leaf Streak. Once again, it's caused by a bacteria, so nothing that we can do, but we do need to make mental notes on hybrids that are, have 30-40% of their leaf area affected by Bacterial Leaf Streak. Those are hybrids we need to think about moving away from. That's a significant amount of Bacterial Leaf Streak in loss of photosynthetic area if it gets as high as 30 to 40. So just make mental notes on hybrids, what they look like. The other disease that we've been seeing a little bit, mainly northeast array, is Northern Corn Blight, which we typically do not see a lot of that in the area. However, this year we have seen a few fields and sent in samples to the diagnostic lab and positively ID'd those. So nothing to get super worked up about, but just keep an eye on it. And we'll post a picture and what those images typically look like when you see them out in the field. So with that, we'll wrap up this week and see you back in the field next week.